Look at that, beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to our Creation Homestead. My name is Jason. We're in our kitchen today. Obviously, we're not outside. And I went out and I've picked some beautiful fresh spinach from our that was left over from our winter garden. It's still growing because we had it covered. And then we've gathered some of our beautiful backyard fresh eggs, right? And Angela's gonna take this over here and she's gonna show you how to make a delicious quiche. All right, so let's get to it.
Okay, to start out, we have our oven preheated to 400 degrees, and I have fried about 8 strips of bacon in small pieces. You can use any meat you like for this. You can use smoked sausage. You can use some of that ham that you put in the freezer that was left from Easter. You can use sausage. You can use anything, any meat you like, or no meat at all. But I have left about a tablespoon of the bacon drippings in here, and I'm going to use that to fry my spinach. Now, you want to add your spinach to that bacon grease.
Now, if you had kale, could you just use kale instead?
Yeah, you can use kale, or you can, if you don't like vegetables, you can leave the vegetables out. You can also just do green peppers if you like green peppers instead. And I've added a little pinch of salt, a little bit of pepper. And the reason we are starting with this is because you want this to cool, because otherwise it's going to start cooking your eggs before you are ready for the eggs to be cooked.
What's stove on?
It's on about medium heat because this isn't going to take no time. You're just wilting it down. You do not want to put it in raw because it's going to leach a lot of water.
A lot of water inside of greens of any kind.
It's going to leach a ton of water into your quiche. Your quiche will not set up, and if it does, it will not be the texture that you're looking for.
It's not going to be what you're looking for.
So you want to saute this up first. You want it to get nice and wilted and get rid of all that water.
Now,
and it's only going to take a matter of minutes.
And it's going to reduce, the volume is going to reduce down quite a bit, right?
Yes. It's going to reduce down significantly.
It's okay because this is not a spinach dish. It's an egg dish.
But I have also took my pie crust, which you can use homemade, you can use store-bought, whatever. There's no judgment. And you can poke holes in it. Just take a fork and poke it really good so it doesn't puff up on you. And I have par baked it just slightly. You don't want to completely bake it. You just want to par bake it just slightly, just get it started going. So I baked it for about 5 minutes in our 400 degree oven, and now it is cooling because once again, you do not want it hot. And as you can see, just that quick, our spinach is already just wilted down like crazy. And that's what you want. You want it to do this. Okay, we have our cooled crust. And right here, the first thing you want to do, you want to put like something to help seal your crust. So what we're going to put on there is cheese. So we have about a half a cup of mozzarella that we're going to sprinkle right here in the bottom. You can use any cheese you like, but I'm choosing to use mozzarella, and this is about a cup and a half of sharp cheddar. Yes, it is a lot of cheese, but it's also a lot of eggs. And if you are like us and you have backyard chickens, or you have a farm, this time of year, you are overrun with eggs. So you're looking for anything that you can put a lot of eggs into. Well, this is something you can put a lot of eggs into.
Absolutely.
So now we have those 8 strips of beautiful crispy bacon. And you're going to put that all over the top of the cheese.
Just crumbled up. Did you cut that up prior to?
Yes, I cut it up prior to it. You guys, if you've been with me for a while, you've seen my little bacon trick. I use kitchen shears, and I cut it into pieces while it's raw and fry it in pieces. It makes it fry so much quicker. Now, while our spinach is cooling, we are going to start mixing up our custard mixture. So in this bowl, we have 4 large eggs and 1 egg yolk. That 1 egg yolk will add some stability and a little extra richness. And this right here, one of our amazing subscribers sent us an email on our email address and wanted to send us a gift. And we worked out a way that she could send it to us through Amazon because we do not have a P.O. box. So she sent us this. This is amazing. I don't know how I ever lived without it. I will leave a link in the description below to this. This one right here, I know you will see a lot of them that are made overseas and that are cheap. This one is American made. Yep. And it is absolutely awesome. I don't know how I ever lived without it. If you don't have one, you can use a whisk. But look at the job this does. Yep. This is why I don't know how I ever lived without it. Because literally, it did that in just seconds. And it's amazing. Now in this cup, we have 3/4 of a cup of heavy cream and 3/4 of a cup of whole milk. You want to add that to your egg mixture. And once again, you want to mix it all together really good. Now, we are going to flavor this up a little bit. I'm going to add a couple of good pinches of salt. You don't want to go overboard because you do have salty cheese and salty bacon, and you did season your spinach. So you don't want to go overboard with that because it can get too salty really quick. Now you're going to add a good bit of pepper. Now we are also going to add, this is optional if you do not like this idea, but dry mustard. This is about 1/8 of a teaspoon of dry mustard. And you guys know, if you've seen me do this, I pour it out in my hand and I take the back of my measuring spoon and pat it out to get any lumps out, because you do not want to get a lump of this stuff in your mouth. You want to beat that in really good along with your salt and pepper. And now I'm going to add just a couple of dashes of Worcestershire sauce, or Worcestershire, or however you pronounce it. It's this, what's this here sauce? Just a couple of dashes. And at this point, if you are into spicy food, you can also add some hot sauce in here too. Now, we will set this aside and we will put our spinach onto our quiche. Now we have our beautiful cooled spinach, and I'm just going to lay it out all over top of our bacon and cheese. This is already looking amazing. Quiche is always a good way to use up extra eggs. Mm-hmm. Okay, you want to get just a regular cookie sheet, line it with some parchment paper, and put your pie plate on it. Because in case it cooks over, you don't want it to make a mess in your oven. Now I'm going to give this, my egg mixture, one last little whisk with this amazing tool. And we are going to pour this slowly over the top. And as you can see, it's going to run all down in there. And now we are going to take a spoon handle and we are going to wiggle it down in there. That way it can seep into the cheese. That way it can seep down in and get down into everything. So you don't want to skip this step, because it will help the egg mixture to get mixed in with everything. You just want to do it just in random places all around it. Now we are going to take about 2 to 3 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. It's just to make a nice crust on top. It gives it a nice little salty crust. And it's just about 2 to 3 tablespoons, depending on your liking, basically. A lot of this is depending on your liking. Now we are going to pop this into a 400-degree oven until it's all set, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's there. This beauty is out of the oven, and it smells wonderful.
Awesome.
And it looks wonderful. But sadly, you
there
can't
was some spillage.
Yes, there was. So it's a good thing that I did do that little safety precaution.
You got your little handy dandy little trick.
Otherwise, it would be in the oven right now. This baked for Oddly specific, 45 minutes, but it depends on your oven and the size of your pie crust, everything like that. It could be anywhere between 40 and 45 minutes. But unfortunately, you can't eat this right now, right this second. It needs to rest. Quiche always needs to rest and cool. First off, you will burn your pie hole. Second, it needs to rest because otherwise it will kind of get watery and leach water out. This needs to rest so that it can finish setting and be perfect. So it needs to rest for about 20 to 30 minutes.
Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. About a quiche right there. Wow. Step. Perfect. Absolutely delicious. Wonderful, wonderful job. Like usual. What'd you expect, huh? You're watching the video, think it stunk? Hey, it's delicious. So, there it is. Great way to use some fresh greens, fresh eggs, or perhaps if you happen to have to buy them both, whatever. It's delicious. Try it. You're going to love it. Thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. Again, my name is Jason. It's Angela K. We love you guys. Our Creation Homestead. God bless you. Goodbye.